Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous video, we were discuss path length and the displacement. What is the difference between the path length and the displacement, right? So position of the object, when the object is moving in the some direction during the motion of the object, how fast the position of the object changes, right? We need to understand to know the motion of the object. So dear student, in this video we will discuss the position time graph for the motion, graphical representation of the motion. Because dear student, the graph is an important tool to analyze, to represent the different information. Here we use the graph to represent the motion of the object, right? So the graphical representation of the motion, in that we will discuss a position time graph for the motion. Then we will discuss how fast the object moves during the motion of the object can be defined with the help of the average speed and the average velocity. So in this video we will discuss the average speed. What do you mean by the average speed? What do you mean by the average velocity? What is the difference between the average speed and the average velocity, and how we can calculate the average speed and the average velocity. So dear student, let us start with the first point is the position time graph for the motion. Position time graph for the motion. It can be also read like this: xt graph for the motion, position x and the time t graph for the motion. So motion of the object can be represented by a position time graph. So first of all, we will understand how we can draw the position time graph for the motion, because the graph is a powerful tool to represent and analyze the different aspects of the motion of the object. We can identify the type of the motion from the graph. We can calculate the several physical quantities from the position time graph, right? So the position time graph is an important and powerful tools to represent the motion of the object. We can identify the type of the motion. Motion is a uniform motion or a non-uniform motion. We can also calculate the average speed from the position time graph. So first of all, dear student, how we can draw the position time graph? To draw a position time graph, we take a time on the x-axis. On the x-axis, we take a time with the proper unit of the time: second, hour, minute, right, days. So time is taking on the x-axis, and on the y-axis we take a position in a meter, kilometer, right, all the thing. So to draw a position time graph, we take a position x is taken on the y axis with the proper unit, and the time is taken on the x axis with the proper unit. So for the different value of the time, right, we take a position of the object and draw a graph. It is the position time graph, or we can say that xt graph for the motion. So dear student, understand how we can draw a position time graph. Position time graph, that means the position we take on the y axis and time we take on the x axis, right? So dear student, now let us see how this position time graph is useful to analyze the type of the motion, to calculate the average velocity of the object. So first of all, if the position time graph or xt graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, the object is stationary or a rest. So dear student, let us take this position time graph. On the x-axis we take a time in a second, like a 10 second, 20 second, 30 second, 40 second, 50 second and 60 second. On the y-axis we take a position x in a meter: 20 meter, 40 meter, 60 meter, 80 meter and so on, right? So at the time t equal to 0, the object is at a 40-meter distance from the origin. So we mark a point at a 40 degree. At the time t equal to 10 seconds, the object is again at a 40-meter distance from the origin. At the 20, it is 40-meter distance. So if you draw a graph, the graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. And if the position time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, we can say that the object is stationary or a rest at this position. In this graph, we can say that the position time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. The object is stationary or rest at a x equal to 40 meter from the origin, right? So at the x equal to 40 meter, the object is rest, right? So as the time is increases, the position of the object cannot change. So when the position time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, the object is at a rest. The average velocity of the object will be 0, because when the object is rest, the velocity of the object is a 0. But instead of this, if the position time graph is a linear, right, straight line like a linear, the object travels the equal distance in an equal interval of the time, and the motion of the object is said to be a uniform motion. So for the uniform motion, the position time graph is a straight line, or we can say that the linear. So dear student, if an object moving along a straight line covers the equal distance in an equal interval of the time, the motion is said to be a uniform motion, and the position time graph for the uniform motion is a straight line, or the we can say that the linear, right? So if the position time graph is a linear straight line, we can say that the motion of the object is a uniform motion. Dear student, when the position versus time graph is a linear in the upward direction, we can say that the object is traveling away from the origin, right? When the graph xt graph is a linear in the upward direction, we can say that the object is traveling away from the origin. And similarly, when the position time graph is a linear in the downward direction, we can say that the object is traveling towards the origin, right? So understand, dear student, uniform motion. What do you mean by the uniform motion? When the object it covers the equal distance in an equal interval of the time, the motion is said to be a uniform motion. And from the position time graph, when the position time graph is a linear straight line, right, the motion is said to be a uniform motion, right? But instead of this, when the position time graph is a non-linear, right, when the position time graph is a non-linear, the motion is said to be a non-uniform motion. So here, dear student, when the position time graph is a non-linear, that means the object travels unequal distance in an equal interval of the time. The motion is said to be a non-uniform motion. If the object travels unequal distance in an equal interval of the time, the motion is said to be a non-uniform motion, right? So position time graph for the non-uniform motion is a non-linear, right? Any type like this curvature or any type of the graph, right? If the position time graph is a non-linear, we can say that the motion of the object is a non-uniform motion. So dear student, from the position time graph, we can know the type of the motion. If the position time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, we can say that the object is at a rest. When the position time graph is a linear, we can say that the object covers the equal distance in the equal interval of the time, and the motion of the object is a uniform motion. And when the position time graph is a non-linear, the object travels on equal distance in a equal interval of the time and the motion is said to be a non-uniform motion. So dear student, understand the first use of the position time graph. What is the first use of the position time graph? From the position time graph, we can know the motion of the object. The object is at a rest, the motion of the object is a uniform motion, or the motion of the object is a non-uniform motion. So dear student, now what is the second use of the position time graph? From the position time graph, we can determine the average speed or the average velocity of the object, right? So how we can determine the average speed or the average velocity of the object from the position time graph? The slope of the position time graph gives the average speed or the average velocity of the object during a given interval of time. So how we can determine the average speed or average velocity with the help of the slope? How we can calculate the slope of the position time graph for the motion? So dear student, first of all consider this position time graph for the uniform motion. Similarly, we can calculate for the non-uniform motion also. So for consider this position time graph, on the x-axis we take a time 5, 10 second, 15 second, 20 second. On the y-axis we take a position 10 meter, 20 meter, 30 meter. So at the 5 second, the position of the object is at a 10 meter, right? At the 10 second, the position of the object is a 20 meter. At the 15 second, the position of the object is at a 30 meter. So here the object covers the equal distance in an equal interval of the time. The motion is said to be a uniform motion. So from this graph, how we can calculate the slope of the graph? So to calculate the slope of the graph or the slope of the position time graph, slope of the xt graph give us the average speed or the average velocity in a given interval of the time. So dear student, how we can calculate the, so take any 2 point on the graph, either AB or BC or CA, and draw a perpendicular line on the x-axis and draw a perpendicular line on the y-axis, right? We get a AC and BC. So slope is equal to BC y difference divided by x difference. So change in the position, we get 20 minus 10, and change in the time we get T2 minus T1, that is a 10 minus 5. So to calculate the average speed of the object between a point A and B or between a point B and C, right? As distance position we take a change in the position is S2 minus S1 and change in the time is a T2 minus T1. So by the definition of the average speed, change in the position divided by change in the time. So average speed V is equal to S2 minus S1 divided by T2 minus T1. So here we take a S2 is a 20 and S1 is a 10. So 20 minus 10 we get a 10 divided by T2 minus T1. T2 is a 10 and T1 is a 5. 10 minus 5 we get 10 divided by 5, so that we calculate the average speed is a 2 meter per second. So dear student, understand how we can calculate the average speed or average velocity of an object from the position time graph. The slope of the position time graph gives the average speed or average velocity in a given interval of a time, right? So for that we take a, to calculate the slope, we take any 2 point on the graph and draw a perpendicular line on the x-axis as well as the y-axis. So we get the A, B and C. So slope is equal to BC divided by AC, y divided by x. So how we calculate the BC? BC is equal to 20 minus 10. We calculate a BC is equal to 10, and how we calculate the AC? 10 minus 5. We calculate a 5, right? So the slope of the position time graph give us the average speed during the given time interval. So we can calculate the average speed in any type of the position time graph, not only this graph, right? Not only linear graph. We can calculate the non-uniform motion. We can also calculate the average speed during a given time interval. So dear student, understand what are the use of the position time graph, what is the position time graph, and what are the use of the position time graph. From the position time graph, we can know the type of the motion. The object is in the uniform motion or a non-uniform motion. And second use of the position time graph is the from the position time graph we can calculate the average speed and the average velocity during a given time interval. So dear student, now let us see what do you mean by the average speed, right? During the motion of the object, the position of the object changes, right? And we to understand the motion of the object, we need to know how fast the object moves in a given direction. So for that we need to represent the physical quantity. It is called the average speed and the average velocity. So dear student, what do you mean by the average speed? The average speed is defined as the ratio of the total path length, that means the total distance traveled by the object to the total time interval. So here the average speed is defined as the total distance traveled by the object to the total time interval. So by the definition, what is the formula of the average speed? Average speed is equal to total path length, or we can say that the total distance traveled by the object divided by total time, right? Here the path length is a scalar quantity, so we can say that the average speed is a scalar quantity. We need not require a direction to represent the average speed, right? So we require a magnitude only, so we can say that the average speed is a scalar quantity. So here the average speed is equal to total distance divided by total time. Here the unit of the path length is a meter and unit of the time is a second. So from that the SI unit of the average speed is a meter per second, right? But in the practical application and in the general unit of the, we measure the average speed in a kilometer per hour. So general unit of the average speed is a kilometer per hour. In more practically we use the unit of the speed is a kilometer per hour. So what is the 1 kilometer per is equal to how many meter per second? How we convert kilometer per hour into the meter per second? So 1 kilometer, that is a 1000 meter, and 1 hour, that is a 3600 second, right? So kilometer per hour is easily calculating by multiply by 1000 and divide by 3600, right? Here we get a 5 by 18. 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 divided by 18 meter per second, right? This we were discussed in the chapter number 2 also, right? How we convert kilometer per hour into the meter per hour, we were discussed in the chapter number 2 also. Now what is the dimensional formula of the average speed, right? What is the dimensional formula of the average speed? Here the total path length, that is the distance. The dimensional formula of the path length is a L and time is a T. So from that the dimensional formula of the average speed is the m0 L1 T minus 1. So one more point about a path length, average speed. Average speed, path length, here the path length is always positive. So that we can say that the average speed is always positive, right? Understand about the average speed. Average speed is a total distance divided by total time. Now what is the average velocity? The average velocity is defined as the change in the position, or we can say that the displacement divided by the time interval, or we can say that the average velocity is defined as the ratio of the displacement to the time interval, right? So from that the average velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. Average velocity and average speed is denoted by bracket V or V bar, but we use a bracket V to represent the average velocity. So the average velocity V is equal to delta x by delta t, right? So if at the time t1 the position of the object is x1 and at the time t2 the position of the object is at x2, so the change in the position, that is the x2 minus x1 divided by change in the time, is the t2 minus t1. So the average velocity v is equal to final position minus initial position divided by final time minus initial time, or we can say that the average velocity is equal to displacement divided by time interval. The SI unit of the average velocity is same as the average speed. It is a meter per second. General unit is a kilometer per hour. So the SI unit and the dimensional formula of the average velocity and the average speed is a same, right? What is the dimensional formula of the average speed? m0 l1 t minus 1. One more point, average velocity, here the displacement is a vector quantity. So we can say that the average velocity is also a vector quantity. We require magnitude and the direction both to represent the average velocity. So we can say that the average velocity is a vector quantity, right? One more point is that the average velocity is the positive, negative or zero, depends on the displacement, right? If the displacement is zero, we can say that the average velocity is a zero. If the displacement is a positive, the average velocity is a positive, and if the displacement is negative, the average velocity is a negative. So dear student, understand about the average speed and the average velocity and what is the difference between the average speed and the average velocity. Now dear student, from the position time graph, how we can know the average velocity is positive or average velocity is a negative? How we can calculate the average velocity from the position time graph? The slope of the position time graph give us the average velocity during a given time interval. So here from the graph, first position time graph, here on the x-axis we take a time and on the y-axis we take a position. If the position time graph is a linear in the upward direction, the slope is a positive. So we can say that the average velocity is a positive. So if the position time graph is a linear in the upward direction, the velocity of the object is a positive, right? But if the position time graph is a linear in the downward direction, the slope is a negative. So we can say that the average velocity is a negative, or a velocity is a negative. But if the position time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, we can say that the object is at a rest or a stationary. So the average velocity or the velocity is a 0, right? So from the position time graph, we can also know the velocity is a positive, negative or a 0, right? So if the position time graph is a linear in the upward direction, the velocity is a positive. If the position time graph is a linear in the downward direction, the velocity is a negative. And if the position time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, the velocity of the object is a 0, right? Understand dear student? Now average speed and the average velocity. If the object is moving along the straight line in the same direction, the magnitude of the displacement is equal to the path length. So in this case, we can say that the average velocity is equal to the average speed, right? So when the object is moving along a straight line in the same direction, the magnitude of the displacement and the magnitude distance traveled by the object, or we can say that the path length, is the same. So for that, we can say that the average velocity, magnitude of the average velocity, is equal to the average speed. So here dear student, if the motion of the object is along a straight line and in the same direction, the magnitude of the displacement is same equal to the path length. So the magnitude of the average velocity is equal to the average speed. So one more point regarding the average speed and the average velocity. The average speed is always greater than or equal to the magnitude of the average velocity. or we can say that the average velocity, the magnitude of the average velocity is always less than or equal to the average speed. So now dear student, let us see how we can calculate the average velocity and the average speed with the help of the one example. Example given in the textbook, example 3.1. A car is moving along a straight line, say OP in the figure 3.1, figure which we use in the path length and the displacement. Same figure. When the car is moving from O to P, calculate the path length and the displacement. When the car is moving from O to P and come back to the Q, calculate the path length and the displacement. When the car is moving from O to P and come back to the O, calculate the path length and the displacement. So same figure is given. A car is moving from O to P, right? It moves from O to P in a 18 second and returns from P to Q in a 6 second. What are the average velocity and the average speed of the car in going from O to P and from O to P and come back to the Q? So dear student, first case, when the car is moving from O to P, calculate the average speed and the average velocity. So what is the formula of the average velocity? Average velocity, first case, when the car is moving from O to P, average velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. So from O to P, the displacement is a 360 minus 0. We get a plus 360 and time for taken is a 80 second. So the average velocity is equal to plus 360 divided by 18 second. We get the 20 meter per second. So how we calculate the average speed? Average speed is equal to path length divided by time. So here the path length is the total distance. So from O to P, the total distance is a 360 meter divided by time is a 18. We get the 20 meter per second. So in this case, the average velocity and the average speed is same. Magnitude of the average velocity and the average speed is the same. So when the object travel in a straight line, right, in the same direction, the average velocity and the average speed is the same, right? So now in the second case, right, when the object travel from O to P and P to Q, how we calculate the average velocity? Average velocity is the displacement divided by time. So from O to Q, the displacement is a 240 minus 0, we get a 240 meter. But the time taken from O to P, it will take a 18 second, and P to Q, it will take a 6 second. So 2 plus 240 displacement divided by time is a 24 second, right? We get the average velocity is a 10 meter per second. But average speed is equal to path length divided by time. So path length is O to P and P to Q. The distance O to P is a 360 and P to Q is a 240. So the average path length is a 360 plus 120 and the time taken is a 24 second. So if you calculate, we get the average speed is a 20 meter per second. So here in this case, the average velocity and the average speed are not same, right? But one more point, the average speed is always greater than the magnitude of the average velocity. So dear student, understand about what do you mean by the average velocity and what is the average speed and how we can calculate the average velocity and the average speed. So dear student, I hope that you understand position time graph, use of the position time graph, how to calculate the average speed and the average velocity, and what is the difference between the average speed and the average velocity. Thank you very much for watching my video.